For soul contracts, I wanted to ask you, can they be changed or renegotiated?
In order for a soul contract to be changed or renegotiated, you have to be pretty advanced in your growth.
Okay.
And you still have a contract. Yes, you can go in there and you can change it or cancel it, but you have to know what you're doing.
Okay.
You can't, it's not like playing a game of cards. You don't do it by chance. You do it by choice.
Because most people aren't consciously aware,
You have
right?
to be aware, inner and outer awareness,
Okay.
in order to change the contract.
Okay.
Now, you could have a contract with somebody, and your contract might be to help somebody grow.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing that. Now, how they see it, they may take it as a criticism. They may take it as you're never good enough for them to teach them. They may take it a lot of different ways. And the growth would be, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
Because no matter what I do, it doesn't work. So I'm canceling that contract.
Like when people get divorced, they could have a contract to be with each other for a certain amount of time until they learn what they're meant to learn. And
Well, that's a wholly different thing. A lot of people get married to give birth to the souls that they had contracts with to give birth to.
oh, okay.
And the relationship may be for that purpose alone. But then you have society and religion getting in on all of that, saying, you can't, the Catholic Church says there's no such thing as divorce.
Right.
Yeah. So that puts a lot of people in trying to make it work. When the whole truth might be, no, we agree to give birth to these souls, even though marriage didn't come out of heaven.
Right.
And when they've done that, things oftentimes go downhill. And some people are old enough and they make a contract to meet up and they're mates for life and they have a great time. All contracts are not, some contracts are about having lots of fun and just enjoying life. Other contracts are about growing, about sacrificing, about different things.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How do you discover and understand your own soul contracts? You basically said you have to be more aware, right, on a conscious level.
Well, yeah, because if you're going through your life and nothing is working out the way you want it to work out, then people might go into counseling or therapy to figure out, how come I can never get it right? Well, that's one way of trying to do it. Find another soul historian besides me to talk to. They might help them get through it. Well, my abilities and my gifts are I can get to the core issue very quickly. And when you get to the core issue, there's a big awareness, there's a big aha moment with that. And then the person that I'm working with will build from there. Well, it's up to them to build from there.
Right.
Yeah, I provide the information.
What did you say you call yourself? But you propel people. What was the word you used?
Oh, gosh. It's not an instigator. It's, I would say maybe it's a karma, I'm not sure. But it's I can't think of the word either.
I know, right.
I
but
know.
You do propel
Can anybody
people.
think of the word? Catalyst. I'm like a catalyst.
That's it. There it
Yeah.
is. Okay.
I'm a big catalyst.
That's interesting.
Yes. Well, that's also the energy I carry, because what it does is it breaks up the shields that they have around themselves that's protecting themselves. And you can't get anything through it. And the energy, when I'm working, it breaks it up with the truth, of course. And I'm a catalyst, yeah.
So if someone were in therapy, it could take them a lot longer to get through something in therapy, whereas with you could break down the barriers a lot faster.
Well, yeah, a lot of people come and they get 20 years of therapy in an hour. Depending how wide open, it could be 30 years of therapy.
Wow.
But it's usually life-changing when that's what they want. I'm not going there if they don't want that. But if they want that, then we get to the core issue very, very quick. Especially someone that comes with a pattern for many lifetimes, and they're still continuing the pattern and never been able to be happy, and whatever else negative self-talk that they might do. I usually get into it because I ask their permission I talk to their soul. Souls talk to me, and that's where the information comes from.
Is it difficult when you're talking to someone, listening to their soul versus listening to them asking you questions? Is it ever unnerving to you, or is it just totally, you're comfortable with it?
I'm very comfortable with it. If it was nerving in any way, I wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Because my mission is basically to provide the truth. And I have people record the sessions because they're not going to hear the truth when I'm telling them, because a lot of people have selective hearing.
Right.
But if they listen to the tape and they're genuinely interested in growing, they're going to eventually listen to the tape, and eventually it's going to bring it up, and it's going to make that crack and break up that energy, and it's like, oh, that's what it is. There's a lot of fear attached to people and their souls.
Do people ever cry, like when they go through a breakthrough?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge, big, tear-dropping experience, which is great because that's allowing, that's releasing. Yeah.
And you're able to detach yourself from that and not get
Me?
affected by it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm great at detaching.
Well, that's good.
Oh, yeah. It's none of my business, actually. It's their journey, not mine.
Right.
Yeah. I'm too busy doing my own journey. The thing I love about my gift, I'm not a rescuer. I don't fix people up. I'll challenge them instead. Put it back on them, because they're the ones that seek me out.
That's right.
And they all come by word of mouth. So, and the funny thing is, they might see me 1 year, they might come back a year later for a tune-up.
I know I have.
Yeah. Lots of people have, actually, because something else might come up that they're ready to untangle and take the bow off it, so to speak. And it's like, I often say to people, well, we can do this one or two ways. I can sit here with a needle and poke at your 6-foot wall that's 6 feet deep, or I can get a ladder, come over and pop right in there beside you. Which way would you like this to happen?
See, I like how you use humor a lot,
Yes.
too, to help people feel comfortable.
It takes out the seriousness of it.
Right.
Because they've been carrying stuff around with them serious, dying from it, actually. And it's much better if you have a little humor, and it's visual. They can see themselves hiding in behind that huge big tower.
Right.
And it's fear that keeps them in there. So it's much better you give them a choice, because they're in control. I'm not in control. I'm just here to deliver the message. You ask me a question. If you get the answer, you get it. If you don't, I'll tell you nobody's answering. So if you get no answer to the question, that means you're not ready to hear it yet.
Right. Have you always, from a very young age, been able to do this?
Yes. I was very annoying to people when I was young. Or at least that's what they tell me.
And how did that make you feel?
Didn't make me feel anything. That was their problem. I was just who I was. They found me annoying because, well, you can imagine when somebody comes up and says something and they know it's the truth and you know it's the truth. How annoying is that?
Well, it's got to be
Annoying.
mind-blowing, probably.
Well, where I grew up, it was very common for people to have lots of different gifts.
Well, that's really cool.
I was just told I knew too much.